Hey, it's Mocha the Cap. Born January 14th, not mixed with Aquarius, and damn sure not mixed with Sagittarius. Y'all gotta excuse me. I'm laying in the bed, getting ready for bed, but I just got finished watching College Hill Celebrity Edition, episode 7, I think it was. Yeah, 7. I know I skipped episode 6, but it's because both of these episodes kind of tie into each other, and so I might as well sum them both up in the same video. That's how I feel. I'm new to this anyway, so it's not like, I'm paid to do these, so I just do them in my own time. With that being said, thank you guys for watching the videos. I appreciate all the likes I've been getting and the views. I can tell this is something that you guys really like, so I probably keep up with it when it comes to reviews of different shows, just so I can stay active on YouTube and see kind of where it goes. If you guys want me to watch other shows and review them, let me know and I will, if I'm into the show. I'm not one of those, I'm like I said, this is not my full-time job, so it's not like I'm gonna go and actually watch a show. I'll watch the first episode, but if I don't like it, I'm gonna let you guys know and I won't be able to review it because I can't watch a lot of drama and honestly bullshit. Like, a lot of these shows are bullshit, and what you guys don't know is that they do affect your mind subconsciously, and what you watch and what you eat and what all that is what you become. So just let's always keep that in mind. The reason why I like College Hill is because it is an educational show, and we'll get into that once I'm doing the review part of this. But yeah, these shows are educational too. It's not just drama, even though these people can be about drama. At the end of the day, they're still going to school, they're learning stuff. I'm learning stuff by watching the show, and so that's kind of what gets my attention with it. Another thing, like I always tell you guys, excuse my appearance. I always tell you guys, I hope you're not just sitting there watching me. I know a lot of you guys think I'm the best thing in the world and I'm just so beautiful, so you just want to sit here and watch me, but that's not what I'm here for. I'm not here, for aesthetic purposes. Even though if I wanted to, I could. That's just not what I'm into. I do these on my phone, so the, what do you call it, the visual is not that perfect. Like I said, it's just more about me talking and expressing how I feel. Usually when I watch reviews about shows, I'm literally laying in my bed with the phone turned away from me, or the laptop turned away from me, and I'm just listening. I'm not staring at the person and trying to figure out what's going on with them. Like, I don't care enough to do that, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person that does that. So I respect everybody that thinks the way I think and feels the way I feel. So, like I said, this is going to be a review for both episode 6 and 7. I don't remember everything that happened in 6 and 7, but I know a large portion of it was based on the conversations between Jocelyn and Amber. And so I'll talk about other things. I'm going to leave them, Jocelyn and Amber, last because I really, really want to get into this conversation about colorism and, you know, being biracial, being dark skinned. I really want to get into that conversation. So I don't know how long this video is going to be, but we're going to have a conversation about that, just so I can basically put out in the atmosphere how I feel in this moment about colorism, biracial people, and that other nationalities that claim to be, and I really mean it when I say claim to be black. It's nothing personal. It's just, to me, it's what I've seen, what I've observed, and that's where my opinion comes from. And yes, this is all opinion based. This is not, none of this is facts. I don't have stats to pull up and say, oh well, this stat said. I don't have that. This is just what my personal views are, what I've experienced in life being a dark skinned woman, and we will really have that conversation tonight about this show and what they touched on. So, some of the stuff I noticed from the last two episodes, I think what happened in the last two episode was one thing that bothered me in the last episode was Quay, Jocelyn, and Amber. Quay, you can be a typical Aquarius when it comes to that fake bullshit, making it seem as if somebody's doing something, but you really have a problem with that person, Jocelyn. And so you're trying to make everybody else in the house not like her and not want to be around her. And you prove that not only from the last episode, but this episode as well, by not even showing up and saying goodbye. Like, this is the stuff I'm talking about. You are entitled to feel however you are entitled to feel about somebody, but the fact that you try to make other people feel that way too is what bothers me with people like you. I like you a lot, Quay, you know, on a surface level, but as far as personal and being your friend, and I could never be your friend, because even it's just so much that he does that bothers me, but I like him at the same time. I like him because I know that he genuinely wants everybody to get along. I know that. I can tell that he genuinely wants everybody to get along. But what bothers me is that when people don't get along in the way that he wants you to get along with them or with him, then he tries to screw other people's opinions or beliefs to make you not like that person too. And he just showed me that this episode and last episode when it came to Jocelyn. I did not understand why you were so pissed off about an aux cord. And even Amber had to say that to you. She was like, you're mad about an aux cord? Like, get the fuck over it. And it's so true, because if you don't like the music she's playing, or you feel like she's being bossy about the music, you can easily go to another room, go do your own thing, which you normally do, and listen to what the fuck you want to listen to. But no, people like Quay, they want to have control, but they go about it in a manipulating way. And that's what he was doing. You, instead of going and just go do your own thing, you're like, oh, can't you see she's being bossy? Can't you see she's doing that? Why is she trying to control everything? You're trying to find a reason to be mad. And then you blame it on liquor. Oh, well, I guess because I was drinking and drinking. If you don't know how to drink and you don't know how to control your liquor, then don't drink. Don't use drinking as an excuse for why you start spazzing out and acting like a low-key. You're low-key a bully, but like I said, you go about it in a passive way, okay? And Jocelyn, she's not passive. She's very direct, and she even called you out. She's like, are you mad or something? You acting like a little bitch or something? What's up? And then you want to get mad, but she's calling you out because she sees what you're doing. And it's like, okay, maybe you don't want to listen to her music, but who says that they want to listen to your music? Do you see what I'm saying? If anybody else wanted to play their music, I don't see you bitching about them playing. Like, nobody else cared. You were the only one that cared, and you cared too much, even to the point where even Amber, who you claim is your friend so bad, she was like, I don't give a damn. Why are you mad? Like, who cares? You see me? You see what I'm saying? So that it just, Quay, it's just something that you do that it really upsets me. You know what I mean? And even when it came to this episode, I didn't like, you claim to be like this such a friendly person, you want everybody to get along, but why would you not be there when Jocelyn was leaving? Oh, I'm just not ready to see her, and this, what did she do to you so bad for you to be like you don't want to see her? Like, stop. Like, I'm just not feeling that. And I could be wrong, but I don't feel wrong in this way, because I just feel like he was just full of shit. And that brings me into Parker. Parker, I'm not feeling you. I don't know what it is about you, but something about you it just gives off fake ass energy. Like, you that black girl that a lot of black girls want to be, including myself. Cause it's like, when we see you, oh, she's just so cute. She has this curly, pretty hair and all these coils, and she just has the cutest face, and she just says all the right things in the right way. But deep down, Parker, I feel like you have low self-esteem. And I've said it multiple times because of the way you dress. You dress like a hoe. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. For somebody who I feel like would be so classy, and she's like a Clueless girl. You know what I mean? If y'all ever seen the movie Clueless, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. She's like another Stacey Dash. You know what I mean? But she's just younger, so she's not expressing it the way Stacey Dash did on Celebrity Edition, the first season. But when Parker gets older, I have a feeling she's gonna be just like Stacey Dash, and it wouldn't surprise me if Stacey Dash was also a Leo, because Leos have this thing where they just feel like they the shit. They regal. I'm royalty. Treat me as such. Even if I'm not that, you still need to treat me like that. And that's what she's giving. And it's like another person that's passive. That's why her and Quaid both gotta get along, because they're both passive ass people. You act like, and it's funny because Leo and Aquarius, they're both on the different sides of the spectrum, which means they have a lot of similarities, but they go about it differently. But both of them are very passive. Instead of speaking your mind about how you really feel about situations, you smile in a person's face, and then when they're not around, you talk shit about them and you treat them some type of way. That's how you are. And you know, like I said, growing up, I used to always want to be a girl like Parker. I just thought Parker was the perfect girl, and everybody just loves a girl like Parker. But when you break these people down, that's why I love these shows, because once you really get to know these people and who they really are, you realize they ain't about shit, and they ain't shit. And Parker, you another one. You ain't about shit. Like, even when it came to the performance and stuff, you didn't do good on the performance. Why? Because you don't have self-esteem. You don't have self-esteem, and when you're really put up to the plate to do what you need to do, you fail. If my wife and kids came out right now and they had a whole season, people would not like you on that show. They only liked you because you was a cute little girl, you only had a few lines, and if you messed up, it looked cute. But now that you're a grown woman, your cuteness is gone. Yes, you are a beautiful woman, but inside, there's something really inside of you that is just, it's just not all the way there. It's just not all the way there. And it shows, because you are really struggling with your identity as well. And every time someone brings up Amber and how she feels about, you know, does she want to be white? Does she want to be black? I can see that you're triggered, because you are going through the same emotion yourself, but you're not expressing it because most of the time nobody's really paying attention to you because you're so quiet. But I feel like she has the same struggle. I feel like Parker is one of those girls. She likes to hang with white people and she tolerates black people, okay? And mainly black women. She probably loves black men, and we all know why. But when it comes to black women, you don't really relate to black women. Because let's think about it. In this house, what woman is she really close to? You never see her really close to Tiffany. You never see her close to Jocelyn. You never see her really close to Amber. So you really, really don't honestly get along with black women. And that's because you have maybe this thought that black women are jealous of you. And it's not that black women are jealous of you. It's like I said, growing up as a dark-skinned black woman, some of us, not all of us, just depend on how you was raised. The way I was raised, you know, my mama was a dark-skinned woman. She always taught me that my skin was beautiful. But when I would go to school or when I would be out and about, I always noticed that the women that looked like Parker, you know, not like Amber Rose, because there weren't a lot of women that looked like Amber Rose, but there were a lot of women that looked like Parker. Those were the women that all the men wanted. And so you always, in the back of your mind, sometimes as a woman like myself, would think, dang, what would life be like if I was a woman that looked like Parker? Because she just seemed like the epitome of what all black men wanted. And that's just the truth. And I know I might get some flag for that, but it's just the truth. And it's just how, you know, where I was raised up, Orlando, Florida, that's how it was. Okay, if you look like Parker, every black man wanted you. It didn't care. It didn't matter if you were a bad woman, if you were whatever. If you looked that way, they wanted to be with you, and they would do anything for you, no matter how smart you were, no matter where you came from, no matter if you were rich, poor, whatever. Though black men wanted you. And so I think she struggles with that, and I can even see that from her being picked on the show My Wife and Kids. Just think about it. On My Wife and Kids, Claire was a dark-skinned girl in the beginning, and they traded her out for a light-skinned woman with curly hair that looked almost similar to Parker. And I love that girl. I don't know her name or whatever, but how could you go from one episode from a dark-skinned daughter to another episode with a light-skinned daughter? And I'm not trying to be funny. Both of those actresses are beautiful. Both of those actresses were talented. But I actually did like the dark-skinned one better. She was more spunky, and she reminded me of myself. And so you guys don't realize, you know, you TV producers and, you know, people that are actors and actresses, you don't realize what you do to people when you have a dark skinned black woman on a show and then you replace her with a light skinned woman. It really does something, and it really shows dark skinned women how you feel about us. And that's not the first, you know, they did it on that show, My Wife and Kids, and they did it on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like, you mean to tell me you, even if something was going on with that actress and she couldn't continue on the show, why couldn't you just go find another dark skinned actress? Why would you go and go find a light skinned person to replace them? Like, do you think we're that stupid that we don't realize this is two different people? Like, what are you saying? It makes us look at the show and say, damn, do you feel like a light skinned woman is better? Because you completely replaced this dark skinned woman with her. It's just weird at this point. I mean, I'm older and I know better now, but I think about my young black girls, and that shit is weird. It's weird. But that is how I feel about Parker. I feel like Parker, you know, and it's not because of how she looks. I feel like Parker is just a stand-in person. You're just extra on the show because you really don't have a personality. You know, you're too passive, and so we don't really care about what you're talking about and what you have to say. So on these two episodes, I don't really have to say too much about Amon. I think I like Amon on this episode, him learning how to sew. I think it's hilarious. You know, he's not playing basketball anymore, so I'm just like, okay, while your wife is out, and I know this, I'm gonna probably get some flack for this because everybody loves Teyana Taylor, and I love Teyana Taylor too, but Teyana Taylor is so masculine, and now you have your man at home and he's gonna be sewing and shit. It's so feminine. Like, shit is crazy, but I don't judge that, you know what I mean? Because somebody has to play the role, and if they make it work, then they make it work. And even though Teyana is not on this show, I just can't stop thinking about her whenever I see man, because that's his wife, and we all know that. And while she's out here doing strip shows on stage, in videos with other men, acting like she's they white, you know, like she's there with them, he's gonna be at home sewing and shit, making quilts and jackets. Like, it's hilarious to me, you know what I mean? I'm not judging you. If they make it work, they make it work, but I just think that is kind of weird because man is such a fucking, like, he just, this deep voice, very handsome, tall fucking tree of a man, and this is what you're going to be doing in your spare time. But you know what, if it works for you, then do it, I guess, you know. Ray J still full of shit, you know, but I did see that he had a lot of sympathy for Jocelyn when she left the house, and I appreciated that aspect of it. I also appreciated how they talked about, you know, going to go sit with the freedom fighters and the people that were, I can't remember the exact name that she said they were called, but the people that were against, like, the bus treatment that people were getting, like they had to sit on the back of the bus, so these people were fighting against that. I don't know what you call them, the bus fighters or whatever. I thought that was really interesting, and that was really cool to learn about that in Montgomery. Who else is on this show? So, Tiffany and Orion. Y'all are funny. And Tiffany, if you are in a relationship, you just showed the whole world why you don't deserve to be married to nobody, because you're like, oh, and didn't I tell y'all though? I said this is a fantasy for her. She probably imagines fucking Omarion or something of that nature, and this is the closest you're gonna get to fucking him, which was like every girl's like boy band idol at the time. And you know, I don't know about y'all, but it was for me. So if I'm in the room with Orion, I'm trying to fuck his ass too, because I can't fuck Omarion, so I might as well fuck his brother, right? But the fact, like, you was just going all out, like you over here putting rose petals and a bubble bath, even though that's some shit I would do too as a Capricorn, you know, when a Capricorn female does stuff like that, it's because she's trying to blow your mind and she wants you to always remember her and think about her. But what I have learned from doing that in the past is that some guys, if they mind not there, they mind just not there, and if they just want to, you know, feel me? And I think that's what Orion was on. He was just like, okay, she want to give me some pussy, and I'm here with her. And I told you, Orion, he's a scrub. He don't have no money. He don't have shit going on in his life. So knocking you off, that's just something for him to do. You not his dream girl. You not the girl that he want to be with. He wants to be with somebody that's up there who hanging out with his brother and them right now, and you ain't that. You just another bitch on TVs, and he, you actually giving him clout and making him look good, so bitches will want to fuck him. Like, he didn't do anything for you. There's nothing about. There's nobody, no man is gonna walk away from that show watching that episode saying, "I want to fuck Tiffany. I want to fuck New York." No man is gonna walk away from that episode saying that. But it's gonna be plenty of women that's gonna be like, "Oh, I want to fuck him," because you see how he came with his little boxes on and shit. And even Quay was like looking and shit. I'm like, yeah, you really didn't do anything for yourself, Tiffany. But if you got satisfied, that's all that mattered. And I don't know if you got satisfied or not, because you didn't talk about it the next day. So the only thing you said was that he have a dick that's shaped like a banana. And I mean, it's plenty of dudes with that. So I don't know. Whatever floats your boat, baby girl. Make it happen. Also, Tiffany was being very fake when Jocelyn came to the house. Like, you could tell, but that's a Capricorn thing. If we don't fuck with you, we don't fuck with you. She gave it a little hug and everything, but she was like, child, like, the sooner you leave, the better. Like, Tiffany honestly probably want to be in the house with all the men by herself anyway, so she can feel like the queen, because now she will be the queen of the house, because you gone, you know what I mean? Because Jocelyn was going to be the queen, or Amber, at least by her looks, and now that they're gone, she going to be the bitch that run the house, because Parker damn sure ain't going to do it. Like, Parker, you're irrelevant at this time. I'm just feel that way. Okay, let's get into the conversation that we all been waiting for. The colorism conversation regarding Amber and Jocelyn. Whew. I want to unpack this slowly, but I also don't want to be long-winded with this conversation. But it's such a deep conversation. Like, this is a conversation that can go on for hours if we're gonna be real. Like, this shit is deep. Let's just break down both parties. Okay. And this is all opinion based. Like I said, it's just from my experience with dealing with these type of situations. So none of this is facts. Everybody's entitled to feel how they want to feel. And now I'm going to say how I feel. Amber, I agree with Jocelyn that you don't want to be black. I have this opinion because of the conversation and the things that you said during these episodes. When you talked about fitting in the white spaces and fitting in the black spaces, you had two different opinions about it. And I know where that comes from, and it's not 100% your fault, but still, you fell for the okie doke. Black people, and I'm gonna say black men in general, I don't know what your obsession is with light skin, mixed, white, every other race, every other complexion, except for a black woman, a dark skinned black woman. You guys give every praise, every opportunity, every dollar in your pocket, every compliment. You guys will let these women walk over you like you just a slave to your master. And it's not all black men. And my opinion and my experience has shown me that it's not all black men, because yes, I am a dark-skinned black woman, and I have met plenty of black men, dark skin, light skin, mixed, that love dark skinned black women. They love us. Yes, they do. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that they don't. Every man who has approached me told me how much he loved my skin, told me how much he loved my hair, told me how, all that, okay? But the ones that do like light-skinned women, which is more of the majority, you guys will lick the dirt, the scum, the everything off of light-skinned, mixed, any other race but dark-skinned black women's asshole, just to prove to her that she's better than any bitch that you ever been with in your life. And I'm sorry for cursing like that. And this is why women like Amber Rose, and Parker exist. This is why they have the opinions that they have, and this is why they feel the way they feel when they say they don't fit in certain spaces. When she's talking about fitting in certain spaces, she's not talking about fitting in the spaces with black men. She's referring to black women, okay? And I understand from what my experience has been is that unfortunately there are a lot of dark skinned black women that become jealous of lighter skinned women. And it's mainly because dark skinned women aren't going to places, or they're not dealing with men that love and appreciate them. Unfortunately, you're chasing behind and wanting to be in the space where you're not appreciated. And so this is where this jealousy forms. And unfortunately, a lot of the spaces that dark-skinned women want to be in, oh, this is going to go deep, you guys. The spaces that dark-skinned women want to be in, majority of the time, these high class, these upscale places, oh, we finna go deep. These upscale, high scale places that you want to go, you're not appreciated in, because they are there in those places is where white women, lighter skinned women, women of other races, they excel in, and that they're most likely going to be in. So when you show up as your dark skinned self, you are the minority in that situation, and you're not what people are used to being to seeing in those areas. And so a woman like Amber Rose, she knew that. Okay, she said she grew up in Philly, right? She knew that. So Amber Rose took herself to areas where there were a lot of dark-skinned women that already weren't appreciated, but they were there. And a lot of the black men that were there, those men, they never wanted you, but they dealt with you, they tolerated you because you were the only thing there. So when a woman like Amber Rose shows up, you totally get pushed to the side in that area. And when you try to extend yourself to another area where a woman like Amber Rose is appreciated, you still don't get the recognition. That hurts. And let me give you an example. Let's just say in the hood. You know, we got our clubs, we got our stuff in the hood that we go to, our hole in the wall clubs, whatever. There's black men there, and those black men are used to seeing dark-skinned black women there. They see some light skins too, but those bitches be ghetto, whatever the case may be. I'm just being real. Both dark skin and light skin, they both ghetto. Nobody, you know, it is what it is. That's your area. And so you can get, if you aren't ghetto and you got a little bit of more than the average person, and you go to those spaces, no matter what color you are, you're going to be able to get majority of the men's attention in those places. Okay? As a dark-skinned woman. So imagine you going there consistently, getting the attention that you want, getting the praise that you want, because you're a little bit more than the average woman that goes there. No matter what her skin complexion is, you're going to get the attention. And imagine a woman like Amber Rose coming to those places. Now, it doesn't matter what you do, how classy you are, how, you know, much more you step your game up than the average, you'll never be an Amber Rose in those areas, because black men, they never wanted you from the get-go. And I'm sorry to say it, it's the truth. Black men didn't want you from the get-go, because where black men want black dark-skinned women are places like poetry lounges, you know, artsy black men. Those are the black men that really appreciate the black woman. Okay, you got to get you them Tupac types, those Eric Benets, them, you know what I mean? Those type of men, they love black women because they appreciate, you know, the D'Angelos, the Music Soul Child kind of men. Those men love them some dark skinned black women. Okay, but you still gonna have your Lil Boosies, your Lil Babies, yo NBA Young Boys. Like, I'm just naming rappers because these are the ones we talking about, okay? Those men never wanted a dark-skinned black woman, okay? And dark-skinned black women still want to be wanted by those men, but they don't want you, okay? They want Amber Rose. So when Amber Rose shows up, that's who they're gonna go for, okay? Your Gucci Mans, your Jeezys, all these men that we grow up wanting so badly, they don't want you. They want those Amber Roses. They want those Parkers. And it's gotta come a time in your life when you just realize that. Like, stop playing games with yourself. Those men don't love themselves. They don't love themselves. That's why they want these women, okay? And so this is how this conversation comes up, where she says, okay, well, I don't feel like I fit in either community. No, she fits in the black community, but it's the black man community. She doesn't fit in with the black women community because black women are intimidated by her. And I know a lot of black women, oh, I'm not intimidated by no. Yes, you are. A lot of you guys are. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't, because if I see a man and he's trying to talk to her, I'm gonna be like, that ain't the nigga for me anyways. I don't want no man that don't want me. And that's what a lot of women have to get in your mind. Stop wanting men that don't want you. When Amber Rose, I told you on the first episode, she went to the college and all those old sugar daddy black men was trying to hug her, take a picture with her. Like, this bitch ain't did nothing. She ain't made no music. She ain't made no clothes. She ain't made shit. All she made was what, one or two kids with rappers. Okay, she fucked one rapper and then she had a baby by another one. That bitch ain't did nothing. And if you as a dark-skinned woman did that same thing, motherfuckers will be talking bad about you and you know it. They will be running you through the mud. Oh, that bitch got having sex with all these men. She got all these kids. Da, 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 da. They will run your ass through the mud. But for some reason, because it's Amber Rose, I guess it's okay, right? No, that shit is not cool. Anyways, that's what she's meaning when she said that she doesn't get along with in the black community. You don't get along in the black community because black women know this about you and black men treat you that way. And they don't really want her neither. They just want something that they think they could never have. And when they feel like they got an opportunity to get it, that's what they do. They go after it. Now, when she says she don't fit into the white community, this is what I'm trying to tell black people about being more selective about who you let into your community. Amber Rose doesn't fit into the white community because the stuff that I just said about her being nothing but a woman that has slept her way to the top, that's what white people look at her as. Not just white women, but white men too. White men look at her and be like, bitch, you ain't shit. What have you done besides be a hoe? And Amber, you could write me, you could call me, whatever. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna tell you to your face, baby girl. That's all you are. You're a whore. You haven't done anything positive for the black community, for the white community, for any community. But tell black women, especially, because white women wasn't even listening to your ass when you was, oh, I'm a hoe and I'm proud to be a hoe. Black women, the main one signing up, yeah, I'm a hoe too. What? This is why white people don't accept her into their community. And this is why black people need to be more selective about who they let into their community. Why in the fuck is y'all so quick to be like, oh, Amber Rose, what has she done for the black community? Nothing. What has she done for the white community? Nothing. But the white people were smart enough to be like, we ain't fucking with you, bitch. And this is why Jocelyn said, you really want to be white. Because we all know, and it's in everybody's human nature, when you get rejected by somebody, when you don't feel accepted by somebody, when you feel like you can't be where they be at, you want to fight harder to get there. That's what a lot of black people issue is in America right now. They want to be white so bad. Y'all want the white man to come and save y'all. Y'all want the white man to come fuck y'all. Y'all want to live in the white man house. Y'all want to drive the white man car. Y'all want to have the white man job. Instead of going and say, you know what, fuck y'all. I'm going to go build my own community of people of my own race, build that up, and be on top of that. Y'all don't want that. No matter how much you guys achieve, it doesn't mean anything to you unless the white man or the white woman comes and tell you that you did a good job. That's your problem. That's a lot of black people problem. Y'all will never be satisfied with who you are as a black person until a white person gratifies it. And that's sad. And that's sad. And we can really sum this whole portion of the video up just by saying that. And this is why Jocelyn said what she said. Because Amber is too worried about, because she already see now, like, I think the black community has slowly cut her off, but in reality she can still go get a black rich man right now and have a good life with him. But she don't want that, because at the end of the day she knows that the black man, whoever she ends up with, he really doesn't want her, and that she will only be considered a trophy to him. And not a trophy like, oh, you a good wife trophy. Like, no, like, you a fine female, you look good, and so I know if I bring you certain places. And I don't even know with black men, I don't even think she has that anymore with black men, because so many black men know her for being a hoe. And she's like, I'm not a hoe. Yes, you are. You a hoe. You showed your pussy online, you a hoe, period. And you can call it what you want to call it, I don't care. Any bitch that does, if you got your pussy somewhere, if I can Google your pussy online, you a hoe. Your pussy should not be Googleable. Like, it shouldn't be able to be Googled. So there's a lot of black men that don't even want to be with her anymore. Okay, not the ones that, you know, actually stand for something or have something really going on for themselves. Maybe it's one of these dumbass young rappers who don't know shit, and they just still, you know, young and dumb and just want to fuck on something. They probably will still take you and accept you. But there's not a lot of black men out here now that's gonna be okay with being with a hoe. Okay, not no businessman, not no entrepreneur type dude, not no man who has real accolades underneath him is gonna be with a woman like Amber Rose, black or white or any race. Okay, so that's why she feels some type of way. And the sad part is that what it is that, unfortunately, if she was white and she was all these things, she could have been a whole porn star. White men, but you had to be a porn star that only fuck white men. If you was a porn star that fuck black men, white men still wouldn't want you. But there are porn stars that are white that only have sex with white men, and they will still be able to get influential white men to marry them. And that's what she thought she was going to be able to do. And unfortunately, she can't. Why? Because she still got that hood ratchet side in her, as we can see by her fighting Jocelyn. And the stuff that she still involves herself with. She would have to really, like, pull herself all the way away from the black community and for years before a white man would accept her into his community. And we both know she ain't gonna do that, because that's where she get her money from. She get her money from black people. She don't get her money from white people. So she can't pull herself out 100% away from black people, because that's the people that pay her money. So, yeah. I also wanted to say that she was dead ass wrong for putting her hands on Jocelyn. I don't give a damn about what Jocelyn said to her. You had no business putting your hands on her. And that's what the professor told her. Or whatever she is, the dean, whatever, I can't think of her name right now. She told her, she said, you cannot be putting your hands on nobody. And she tried to come in there with her fake white girl tears. Oh, but she provoked me. And then she even tried to say that Jocelyn hit her first. And that's when the lady was like, no, you hit her first. And I was like, see, you see what I'm saying? She pulled that white card when she want to. When she wants to, she'll try to rush into that white girl mode and start crying and, oh, well, she did this to me and she just provoked me. And you don't put your hands on nobody. Oh, excuse me. And it would have been dead ass wrong. Jocelyn would have blacked her motherfucking eye and all the other shit, right? No, you don't put your hands on me. Now, was Jocelyn right for saying all the stuff that she was saying? You know, she was speaking her mind. But yes, you were provoking her at the same time. Let's be real. You know, you're a Scorpio. That's what you was doing. You was provoking that girl. And I wonder if Jocelyn does have like a secret jealousy of her a little bit. Because it might have been some stuff that we don't know about in the background. You know, I seen that Jocelyn did an interview. I didn't watch it. But I think it's some other stuff underlying in the background that we don't know about. and I guess we just gonna have to wait and see what happens. But Jocelyn did provoke her. Um, and Jocelyn, she's a regular Scorpio. You see, she walked out when they told her that she wasn't going to the school no more. She was like, I ain't finna beg nobody. I was like, that's a typical Scorpio. You know what I mean? She gon' and like she told you wrong, you wrong. Like that's a Scorpio all day long. They even if they know they wrong, they gonna tell you that you wrong because bitch, don't do them. Like don't do Scorpios. You know what I mean? Um, as far as Jocelyn, you know, that's my girl. I love her the long way. She just got into that fight with that other girl, whoever that was. And now they talking about she might have to go to jail. Jocelyn has to learn how to control her temper, which I don't know if she's gonna ever be able to do because she's a Scorpio. Scorpios don't control their temper, so I don't know how that's gonna work for her. But maybe if she go to jail for a little bit and lose everything, because that's what she gonna fuck around and do. If she gonna fuck around and lose everything, keep fighting and shit, and she gonna see, because that's what her career is built off of aggression and anger and fighting. And I really hate that for her because I think that she's a really good person deep down. She's just really passionate, and she just, like she said, I just spoke my mind, and I agree with her. She was speaking her mind and letting people know how she really felt about the situation. And I don't think she was wrong for that. I don't. I think, like she said, these people want to be what they want to be, and I was just speaking my mind on it, period. And so, yeah, that's how I look at the situation too. Colorism is deep, you guys. It's deeper than people think. And I know I just unraveled a lot. My mind kind of going a little blank a little bit right now because I had took some NyQuil. I think I'm starting to feel it a little bit, but I wish that we could get past this, but it's just so ingrained in America's culture. I don't think we would ever get over it. And I say America, but honestly it's in all countries. All countries deal with it. When you're a darker skinned person, no matter what people try to say, because even I hear some people in America, like you have people, Africans and stuff, that come to America and they meet Americans and they're just like, oh, y'all got it so good and y'all could do this and y'all could do that. And I'm like, you still don't even understand that as an African or as a Puerto Rican or anybody from a different country than America and dark skinned, and you speak a different language, white America will still use you and pit you against African Americans and make you feel like they're making a mistake. Like African Americans are making a mistake here in America, and you can come in and do better. You can show them that racism doesn't really exist or colorism isn't real, and we'll help you and we'll give you a good job. And I'm like, it's so much. Oh, it's so deep. It's so deep. Like there was a book I read in college. I need to get the name of this book for you guys, but it basically talks about America's system and how America does things. Like it started, like, I'm just giving y'all a brief history, okay, real quick, and I'm in the video. America is built off of capitalism. Remember when white people first came here? They had the little pilgrims or the Quakers, whatever you want to call them. They came here and they had indentured servants that were white. And a lot of them was like, man, I ain't finna keep working. So guess what they did? They went and got slaves. Eventually the slaves got freed. The slaves, there were white people that were working good jobs, making good money, and they freed the slaves. This is the whole Abraham Lincoln story. Y'all want to believe that Abraham like freed the slaves because he just loved black people so much? No, he freed the slaves because he wanted to make the people in the South mad, because he knew that if he freed them, then they would not be able to get free labor. They have to start doing their own fucking labor. And he knew that the black people would be able to compete for wages at that point. And that's why he freed black people, okay? And that's exactly what happened. He freed the black people. Black people began working, and black people were okay with working with the bare minimum because they weren't making money in the beginning. So imagine now, if there's a job and that job is supposed to pay you $30 an hour, but this company doesn't want to pay $30 an hour. So now here comes somebody who's on their whole life, they've been used to getting paid $10 an hour. They will tell that person, know what? come do this $30 an hour job for $15, and that person comes and takes it, and that person who was originally getting paid $30 for it, now they don't have a job, and now they can't go and apply for a job because you are okay with taking $15 an hour. That's what America does. So first it was the white people. They were working, making the good money. When they freed the slaves, now the slaves came in and took the job over. And I'm gonna find this book, guys, and hopefully I'm gonna try to, once I find this book, I'm gonna put it in the description box. You guys need to read this book because it's telling you about, I think it was during like the Great Depression time too, or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, don't quote me, but that's what happened. So the white people were working first. They wanted more money for what they were doing, and they freed the slaves. The slaves was like, shit, I don't make no money already, so shit, if you pay me 10 cents an hour, I'm okay with that. So they hired the black people. The white people were mad. That's why the white people were really mad. The white people were mad because they might hate you too because you black, but they really hate you because it was all about the money. And that's what slavery, they try to tell you, oh, this is why white people treat, no, white people treat you some type of way because now the money that they could have made, they can't make it because you're so quick to take the money that they wouldn't take. And that's how this whole shit continues to go on. So after the black people were getting the jobs and the black people realized this was hard ass labor and they could get paid more and started requesting more, guess what they did? They went and got white people from Poland and Russia and all these other places, Germany. They went and got those people and brought them over here. That's what, it's always immigrants. They always bring immigrants. Whenever the wages start getting too high, that's when they start letting immigrants into the country, because immigrants are used to working for half of what you're making. And so that's how America keeps going off of capitalism. Okay, that's what capitalism is, paying the less for the most. And so that's what they did to the black people. The black people was like, what? So now the black people was losing their jobs. And or was it the other way around? It might have been the other way around. It might have been the white people, regular white people from England and whatever first. Then came in like the Germans and this and yeah, I think that's what it was. Then came in the German, because the other white people was like, I ain't finna keep working for this and that. And so this was up in the north too, like in New York and Boston and all this shit. So the black people, because in the South, they didn't give a fuck. They'll pay you if they wanted to pay you, and they'll beat your ass if you didn't work, type shit. So yeah, this was up in the northern country, in the northern part of the country. And so then they started bringing people who were from Germany, from Australia, all kind of shit, places like that, to work for competitive wages. Then when those people started demanding more money, the black people started moving from the South to the North, and that's when they that's when you seen the big migration of black people from the South all going up to Chicago, and these jobs were not paying those white people the money that they wanted to be making. So black people went up there and started going to go work. So, and they was working for the money that whatever the white man told them they could make. So then when the black people started realizing, oh, I don't want to work for this ain't shit, guess what they did? They started bringing in the motherfucking Mexicans. And the Mexicans started motherfucking doing the jobs that you didn't want to do. Now the Mexicans, they starting to catch on. They like, bitch, hold on. Y'all ain't paying us enough money for this. Guess who they bringing in now? The Africans, the Indians, the Chinese. Like, it just continues. It just goes on and on and on, you guys. Like, this shit never ends. I think after the black people, like I said, I think that's when the Chinese people came in. That's when the Chinese people, they went to the West and they started getting all the gold and shit, because the white people didn't want to go into the mines. That's what happened over there. Okay, they brought the Chinese people, and the Chinese people started getting rich off of that shit and all that. Now they wanted to bring in other people. So then there was a big wave. You just have to pay attention to history. There was a big wave of Indian people that started coming into America. The Indian immigrants, they started coming in, working and doing this and that. Now then the Indians was like, oh, y'all not paying us enough money to be doing this shit, so guess who they bring in next? The Africans. Then here come the Africans coming to come work. Like, it never ends. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's just the same shit over and over. So you just have to pay attention to who they're gonna try to bring in next. And they running out of people to bring in, if you think about it, okay? Because you done had the white people come, you done had the motherfucking Germans and the Poland people come in, then you brought the motherfucking Asians in, then you brought the motherfucking Indians in, then you brought the motherfucking Mexicans in, like, then now you bringing the Africans in. Who's gonna be next? That's all the continents, ain't it? I don't think there's gonna be anybody else to bring in, but that's pretty much how it works. So You know, I don't, like I said, I know y'all might not want to listen to me. Y'all like, oh, what she know? What she know about it? Look it up your damn self. You ain't gotta listen to me. Look it up your damn self. This is where all this colorism shit comes from. This is where racism comes from. It's all about money. It's all about money. But yeah, that's College Hill. And I know I went on a rant. I told y'all. So if you stuck around to the end of this video, I appreciate it. Just listen to me talk my shit. That's what's up. But yeah, that's what it was about. And I'm gonna go ahead and end this video now, and I guess we'll talk about the next episode. I think it's gonna be the last episode or the second before the last episode, because they want to find out who's gonna be the valedictorian. Who y'all think gonna be the valedictorian? If I have to guess, I think it's gonna be I-Man. I think I-Man. It's gonna be between I-Man and maybe Tiffany. Tiffany, she might, because she's a little funny. They might want to give it to her. But I-Man, he's really doing a good job. You know what I mean? He's the only one that seems to be really focused on school at this point. The rest of them, they focus on other shit that's not important. So we'll see. But my guess is that I-Man is going to be the valedictorian. So we'll see what happens. But with that being said, I'm going to go to bed, y'all. Y'all see I got my little nightcap on. Excuse my look. But, yeah. It was good talking to y'all, and I'll talk to y'all next time. Peace.